And we're here in our all-regional tournament, wild card games. And our first matchup is Team Puerto Rico against Team Cuba. As we look at the Puerto Rico lineup, it's got some bats, Correa and Lindor. Old guys, Beltran and Molina. Starting for Cuba is the 6'2 lefty, Ariel Miranda. And the first batter he faces is Francisco Lindor, who hits a ground ball out. So good start for Team Cuba. Next batter is Javier Baez, and he gets a fastball up that he drives down the right field line off the wall for a double, and Puerto Rico is off and running early in the first. Next batter is the Houston Astros All-Star Carlos Correa, who in a 1-2 count gets a fastball in from Miranda and strikes out swinging. After a walk to Beltran, Yadier Molina comes up with 2 men on and 2 outs with a chance to drive in some runs, and he pops up. So after a quick struggle, Cuba gets out of that first inning unscathed. Puerto Rico's got the Tampa Bay Rays farm him Jose De Leon on the mound, and the first batter he faces, Yasiel Puig, hits a ball past the shortstop, gets a run, gets a base hit. Next batter, Osmery Diaz, hits into a double play. So there goes the early rally for Cuba. But after Yoenis Cespedes gets on base, Jose Abreu strikes out. So it's still 0-0. Now in the bottom of the second, Yasmani Grandal also strikes out. So De Leon's got it working early. Now, in the top of the third, Francisco Lindor is up, and he smacks a base hit. Puerto Rico got a chance to drive in some runs here. Leadoff single. Next batter, Baez, wild pitch, advances Lindor to second base. Now Baez has got a chance to drive in and run here, give Puerto Rico an early lead. But he goes down swinging. Check swing on a changeup from Miranda. He got that pitch working early and often in that game today. Next batter, Correa. He strikes out looking this time on a fastball inside. Miranda gets out of an early jam. Now we go into the third, and Cuba's Luianos Martin drives, gets a base hit, gets the inning started. Now with Puig up, Martin uses those wheels and takes second base on Yadier Molina, which is not tough. We got the show track to show us 18 miles per hour for him. Diaz up now with 2 outs, flies out, so Martin's stolen base means absolutely nothing, as we still have a 0-0 game going into the top of the fourth. Now in the bottom of the fourth, De Leon faces Cespedes, and Cespedes hits a rocket in the right field off the wall. It bounces away from the right fielder. He's at second with a double, and Cuba's got a shot. Next batter, Kenji Morales, takes a curveball and shoots it to left field. That's going to drive in Cespedes. Morales stays at first, and Cuba's up 1-0 early in this wild card game. Now, top of the fourth, Eddie Rosario gets a base hit, drops down the bunt. He's trying to get this Puerto Rico offense going. And later on in that inning, after Angel Pagan pops up here, Rosario goes to second base and gets thrown out to end the inning. Now, we're in the bottom of the fifth. Run on second base, and Diaz is having a rough day. Goes down swinging from a De Leon curveball. After 5, it's still Cuba up 1-0. Now we go to the top of the 6th, and Baez gets a base hit. Next batter, Correa, after 2 strikeouts, hits a ball down the right field line. Cespedes has trouble with it, and now his runners on second and third. And that's the end of Miranda's game. We're bringing in Raisel Iglesias from the Cincinnati Reds. Now with the bases loaded, he faces Yadier Molina, and he hits a weak grounder back to the box. Out one at home, out two at first base, and Cuba gets out of the jam. They're up 1-0 after 6. Great pitching, great call from the manager to bring in a tough righty in this big spot. So after 5.5, it's still 1-0 Cuba. Now we're in the top of the 8th now. Glacier is still in the game, and he's facing Baez, and Baez hits a shot. His third hit of the game. Bounces hard off the wall, and Baez is going to get all the way to third. So Puerto Rico is cooking, down by 1 in the 8th, but here comes the flamethrower Chapman in relief, and he strikes out Correa for the 3rd time. Next batter, Carlos Beltran, hits a broken bat ball to first, and Cuba is still up 1-0 after 8. Now we're into the 9th. Runner on first, no outs. Kenneth Vargas strikes out swinging. Next batter, Angel Pagan, with 2 outs, hits a ball down the right field line. Cespedes has trouble with that ball ricocheting. The runner's coming home to the plate, and he is safe. Puerto Rico ties up the game with 2 outs. Wow. Now with 2 outs in the 9th, ball 4 to Yasmani Grandal. Next batter, Yulieski Gurriel, hits a ground ball to Correa, who's playing third, and he boots it. Rough game for Correa here in the worst possible game. Next batter, Jose Iglesias comes up, and let's just hear what happens.
A shot down the first baseline. And now a reach, but it gets under his glove. And that's going to be the
And that's the ball game. Cuba advances with a walk-off hit from Jose Iglesias. They move on. They're going to face the Southeast team in a 3-game series. What a win. What a performance from Miranda and those 2 guys out of the pen. But yes, the man, the myth, the legend in this big game, Ariel Miranda. Now let's go to our second wild card game. We got Rich Hill from the Mid-Atlantic, John Lester for Northwest. Lester's used to pitching in big games. In the first batter, he faces A.J. Pollock, and he hits a base hit up the middle. So the Mid-Atlantic team is off and running early. Now with Pollock on second base, MVP Mike Trout hits a deep fly ball to right field. Next batter, Paul Goldschmidt, does the same. So John Lester gets out of the first inning unscathed after the leadoff base hit. Now, Rich Hill, the Massachusetts native, pitching for Mid-Atlantic. And the first batter he faces, Alex Gordon, rips a shot. So both guys must have big game jitters, giving up early hits. But the next batter grounds into a double play, and Mid-Atlantic looks to be out of the jam. Now we go to the second inning with a runner on first. Rich Hill walks the batter. Now runners on first and second. Jet Lowry hits a ball to center field, and the short-handed Mike Trout boots it. Runner comes home, scores, and it's an early 1-0 lead from Northwest after the error. Rich Hill, though, gets Zach Welch swinging, so it's only a 1-0 game. Now we go to the top of the third, and Nick Ahmed gets a base hit, and Mid-Atlantic's hoping to fight right back in it. A.J. Pollock with a runner on second is up, and he hits a fly ball to right field. Ahmed tags up, now there's a runner on third. So anything could happen. Pass ball, wild pitch, they could tie this game up. With George Springer up at the plate, takes a strike 3 on the inside corner looking, so it's still 1-0 Northwest. Until Rich Hill throws the ball away and allows a runner to get to first. Next batter, Michael Brantley, comes up, gets a base hit, so now we got runners on first and second, and here's the pitch. Brandon Drury hits a blast deep in the center field. Northwest is up 4-0. Rich Hill gets beaten up, and the Mid-Atlantic team has got a big hole to climb to get out of here. On to the 5th. It's 5-0 Northwest now. And MVP Mike Trout hits a ball into deep center field. That ball is gone. It is now a 5-2 Northwest lead. Mid-Atlantic is hoping to get something going. And now in the 8th, still 5-2. Chris Iannetta hits a ball down the left field line and slides in safely into second base for a double. And Mid-Atlantic is hoping to get a shot. Now Blake Trinan comes in. Next batter he faces. Base hit. Is now a 5-3 game. Next guy up, Mike Trout, hits into a double play. It's now 5-3 going into the 9th. And Sean Doolittle comes in. Strikes out Goldschmidt. Strikes out Frazier. And Mid-Atlantic's last hope, Neil Walker, comes up. And he promptly hits a single right up the box and brings the tying run to the plate. So Mid-Atlantic's not done. Next batter, Rajay Davis, hits a fly ball to right. No heroics like in the World Series. Northwest team advances. They move on to face the vaunted West squad and wins this big best-of-1 game to advance to the round of 8. So this is World Series G. If you like this video, thank you for watching. Please subscribe, like, leave a comment, and just stick around to see the next round of this all-region tournament. It's about to start heating up. So this is World Series G here signing out. Peace.